Hi, it's been a while since I've done this yapping session. I have been pretty busy with my work life as well as juggling ceramics. It hasn't been an easy journey, but I just wanted to kind of sit down and reflect a bit on my ceramics journey so far. I started in February and we are nearing the year end. So it's almost a year of a ceramics journey. And to me, ceramics was the only thing that kind of makes sense this year. 2 to 4 has been pretty tough for a lot of people, including myself. Ceramics felt like the only constant this year. There were times where I was so reluctant to step into studio, but I kind of push myself to make sure that I go at least once a week to kind of just enjoy the process, make something, create something, forget about work and just play with clay in general. So I want to talk a little bit about what has been going on. My first 3 batches of firing were, none of them was acceptable to me, and I still have the pieces with me. I really don't know what to do with them, but it's not something that I would give anyone, sell anyone, or I would just keep it in my studio for now. By the end of the third batch, I kind of got a hang of what I'm doing. I'm very confident in my hand building process. It's just the glazes that I kind of didn't get it right. So there was a lot of experimenting to do, buying my own glazes, learning new things, asking for help, and eventually that's when I kind of feel very comfortable. And that's when I started May of Cups. May of Cups was a month where I just told myself I'm going to make all kinds of cups in the entire month of May. So when I started May of Cups, I really just wanted it to be a successful batch where I could give to my friends. I always wanted to make dinnerware or usable potterywares. So how it began is I sketched actually a lot of ideas, how I would want a cup to look like, what kind of handle would I like to use. At the same time, I kind of pushed the boundary of what defines a usable cup. Out of the ordinary cups, I've come up with things that don't really make sense. Tall cup, weird cup, things that you use your pinky finger to hold. I think a lot of weird ideas, and I made about 30 over cups, I think, by the end of May. And then I went through the whole firing process, and only till July, August, then they were about ready to be gifted. I felt like that was the mark of, hey, I'm getting more confident in what I'm doing, and I'm feeling really excited for what I'm about to do for my next project. Coming out of the project, I think that's when I kind of got a better sense of what I would like to produce moving on. And through the May of Cups, I think I gotten a little bit of feedback from my friends as well and the people around me and what they like about the things that I'm making and doing. And a lot of it falls back to my hands and feet series. So I did a lot of hand painted hands and feet series on the cups, and those are probably the more popular ones. So it seems like I'm always going back to this series in regards to whatever art I'm doing, and I love it. I think that's something that I resonate with the most, and I'm just glad that it managed to take its form in the medium of the ceramics. Moving forward past that project, I started to explore more hands and feet in clay form, whether I create little sculptures, little feet holders, feet cups. I think that's when I started to have fun because I'm no longer making the convention dinnerwares that I thought I wanted to make, and I started to push myself towards, hey, can I merge something I'm passionate about when I'm doing what I'm doing as an artist into a new medium. When I go down this road, I feel like I'm having much more fun exploring what I make, letting my creativity go wild. And in that sense, I'm not defined by what I want to make. Like, I don't set out when I go to the studio, when I need a ball of clay and turning it into something, I don't have this constraint of, hey, I need to make this into a cup, or I need to turn this hand into a cup. I just kind of just mess around with the shape, nail it into a hand or the feet, and then whatever comes out of it, that piece of work that comes out of it will be determined by whoever is gonna adopt that ceramic baby of mine, to them be just a display piece at home. To some, it could be used to hold some of that jewelry, rings, for example. And to some, it could be an eggshell holder. That's something I found out quite recently, where I made a lot of this little feet cup holders thing, and people are telling me, hey, this is perfect for holding eggs. And egg holders are something that doesn't exist in my household. It's quite a fascinating thought to see that, okay, something that I created kind of takes a form of a different intention when it's adopted by someone else. So that was the fun part of it. As the year is coming to an end, I was wondering what's a good gauge to kind of identify myself that I've achieved something during my ceramics journey this year in 2024. The easiest route is always been putting my babies out there to sell, right? Saw an opportunity and I signed up for an art market hosted by Audio Studio. That was in November, and that was the very first time I worked really hard to make a full batch of ceramic babies in Hands and Feet series to bring it to people out there. And that was probably the first time people outside of my own social circle are coming into contact with my work, my arts, and my ceramic babies, in hopes that they can adopt one home. I think this is something I felt like was a good gauge to understand, like, hey, is there people out there that also appreciate the thing that I'm doing? So I went to the art market, and I felt like it was a pretty successful launch of this brand and what this brand is about. And I gotten quite positive feedback from people and how they love my works. It's funny to think they all find it really cute. Of course, I got a few comments that say, oh, this is really morbid. You're just chopping hands and feet and then just making it into clay. It's like, okay, I take that because I do think it's a little morbid, but it's also a little cute, I gotta admit. And I'm really, really appreciative of everyone who showed up, my friends who showed up to support me, my friends who even adopted their own, and the few people I've met who interacted with me during the art market and just giving me some kind of love and support and feedback on, oh, maybe you should do this, maybe you should do that. That always sparks new idea for me and how I could take this whole ceramics journey moving forward. Now let's cut to future plans. What's next? Something I want to highlight is because whenever it comes to starting new brands, I am always strong in pushing through and generating new ideas. But my biggest weakness comes from having this momentum to keep it going for more than a couple of years. Is something that I'm not great. I wanted to hold myself accountable. So for the very, very first time, I'm making future plans. This is so unlike me, for someone who is always living in the present, always making impulsive decisions. I kind of set already some milestones for 2025 that I will continue ceramics, at least into next year. I think definitely I'm excited. Ceramics has been something that has given me so much joy this year, and I really hope to keep this up, right? So my biggest surprise, as much as I don't like to talk about future plans as well, because of, well, future plans are scary, and sometimes I get this feeling that if I talk about it, I'll kind of jinx it in a way. But that's okay. I think I need to get over the fact that I'm talking about it at this moment, and really things could change. One really good saying is that if the weather forecast can't even correctly predict 100% of the weather in the coming days, what makes us be so sure that we can predict our own future and plans? So we can plan however we want, but things would sometimes just not go according to plan. And that's fine, right? That's fine. So this is what it actually is. I signed up for an artist residency in the year of 2025, and I am going to Finland for 2 months. And during my time in Finland, I will be practicing ceramics and working on my new project. Right now, I don't have a concrete plan of what I would do during my 2 months there, because the preparation needed for me before I attend this art residency in Finland is actually quite a lot of work, because I am still learning. I need to explore different types of clay mediums. I also need to learn more about glazing as well as firing. During art residency, it will mostly be an independent kind of like workspace. There will definitely be people to guide me if I reach out for help, but I think I also want to learn to be more knowledgeable, to be more self-sufficient and more prepared in a sense, because 2 months to create a body of work in ceramics, it's actually not a lot of time, and I really don't want to kind of waste time experimenting while I'm there, because especially messing around with glazes and whatnot, because it already takes time to fire, and I can't afford to have to fail my first few batches of firing. So hopefully I want to be the most prepared as I could be during my time there. Of course, same thing like I say, I can plan so much, but things just don't go according to plan. But at the very least, I want to make sure that I'm 100% focused and have kind of like a concrete plan of what I'm going to do during my 2 months there. Right, so that is one of the bigger things that I'm focusing on next year for my ceramics journey. There's also something that I'm chasing, which for this one I would not want to mention it at this point of time. This is such a huge dream and I really don't want to jinx it. For sure, you'll be able to see snippets of this progression as we move into the new year, and you're gonna see more of that coming through from my Instagram reels and story updates. Even now, in the month of December, I'm already exploring these new forms and these new mediums, and hopefully you can catch a little glimpse of it. That's the two big things that's gonna happen for my ceramics journey next year, and I feel like these two alone are very good milestones for me to gauge my ceramics journey for 2025. So that's most of my updates for my ceramics journey this year, and if you've been watching till the end so far, thank you for listening to me yap about this journey. And it has been such a fun, loving journey. I've learned so much about myself, my creative process, and along the way I kind of met so many wonderful people who love ceramics, and I learned so much from them, sharing this knowledge, and we kind of like bounce off ideas, we challenge each other to create new things. I think this has been such a wonderful journey, and ceramics really taught me to just let my inner child run wild and play and create and see what things come out of it, because there's really so little you can control, especially when you move into the firing process, and learning to be okay with what comes out of it. I really enjoy this whole year of making ceramics and this little community or love and support that I get from everyone this year while sharing my art and talking about my art form has been great. I'm excited for next year, and I will definitely work even harder to bring you more of my work processes behind the scenes and also finished products. Hopefully I'll be more confident to share them and also make them available for you to adopt. I'm also going to see how that goes. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for following me on this journey, and I'll see you in 2025. See ya.